Hello, Tara. I think it's Tara. I'm gonna go with my gut. Forgive me, names are not my specialty. So today, what we are getting into is the combination of your energy and Ian's energy. Your energy is represented on the inside of this chart with this blue area here. Ian's energy is represented out here on this red sort of chart here. Is this all in the right? Let me, I had a slow moment. Forgive me. Hold on. Yes, no, this is absolutely correct. So, what we're going to do here is look at how your two different energies affect one another, how pretty much his energy pings off of you and creates a certain ripple. Also, we're going to get to the purpose of this relationship with the second chart that I'm going to get into called the composite. The first place we're going to start here is the areas where you guys are conjunct, which means that there are two planets that affect each other heavily, giving an idea of what you're doing this life and where you have come from in other lives. So, with that being said, I am going to start here. Hopefully you can see my mouse. There are two little star-like things down here at the bottom. One is in your IC, which is your family house. And for him, it says his self, the identity of self. These are both in the sign of Libra. This is a soulmate. This is a soulmate partnership. And it's also important to mention that the transformation that took place in your childhood that had to do with your family changed the way his thought process worked. Something about the changes that happened during your childhood that took your family from a balanced partnership one to one where things might have been sort of different, secretive, shady, even impoverished because of this. But whatever skills that you gain from this transformation in your family and in your core of your identity, help inspire him to be the partner that he needs to be. And this is something that can be painfully learned over time. But either way, this whole area right here indicates that you guys were sort of transforming each other through this connection and creating some sort of family bond, which makes sense because you're pregnant. So his South Node, who he is in the past, who he is to you, comes from a place of old relationship, a fling, an affair of sorts. Your dark feminine energy relates to who he used to be, your feelings, your moon, your connection to your mother, what you seek in relationships, all this dark Scorpio energy of sort of possession, obsession, and control connect to a place where he used to be in his relationship, because in his last life, his goal was to focus on self, maybe even as a sort of shady character, um, somebody who's possessive, controlling, psychologically, possibly even abusive, somebody who uses their money to wield power over somebody, even could be the case, because this is who he is based upon last life. And in this life, he is meant to move away from that and grow into a different type of person. So we would look for where that is up here. He is meant to learn how to be a partner in this life. He came to get married and learn how to sort of take care of that. For you, you guys are meant to move into a space, or where he lands in your chart is to be what's the word, copacetic. He will also always be a part of your reputation and who you are, of course, as the father of your child. But it appears here that he was triggering a wound that you have in your friendships, in your ability to connect to other people, in your groups. You are learning peace, and taking him away from who he was as a not so peaceful character here. Based upon this Saturn in your Uranus, it appears that he had some restrictions in his financial abilities and the way that he was getting money. Was he doing things that were not necessarily the most positive means of money? Because there is something about you that helped him change the way that he does things. Did you move? Are you going to move? Because this could be very possible too. This sort of setup here feels like maybe you guys take two different levels in your relationship. Like things are really tense now, but maybe he grows up because of this. Because this Saturn right here, working with your vertex, means that there was a part of him that needed to change, and you are part of that. This was a karmic relationship, a karmic affair, so to speak, a karmic uh, one-on-one thing. In order for him to learn what he needed to learn to go from making money in a shady way to him learning to step into adulthood, and develop his own philosophies about life and communicating. Because you see this Neptune and Neptune here, there's a karmic business of some sort that you guys were meant to develop. Because in your in your house, this is the The workplace house, what you need to do to be of service. In his house is communications in his mind. So there is some sort of business that you guys are supposed to be creating together. You also see his Uranus, his radical change is right conjunct to your workplace. Is there some, did y'all discuss a business or something that you could possibly be doing together? This is backed up because his Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion, is working with your part of fortune in your marriage house, which means that marrying this person would expand things for you. But also, this is where your South Node is, where you came from, having a partnership with him. Typically, when we see something is connected to Jupiter, this is like father-child connection or student-teacher at some point. So I'll say this was a relationship where he was like an older guy in another life, sort of father figure-ish in some ways. Maybe you just like guys who are more dominant with this sort of energy, because that's where you're coming from. Even possibly this person was a friend to you, and you guys developed a relationship into more, which is where the natural comfort came in. But in this life, you are meant to go from this area of being in a friendship or a unique type of marriage or relationship or partnership to you being by yourself in peace in your own creative expression, in your own way of doing things, having unique relationships, things that don't necessarily have titles. Freedom is what you're seeking, because your North Node, your purpose, goes into his career house. So your creative expression, he is known for you and you are known from him going on forward from this point with this sort of setup here. Another area that I would like to point out for you guys is this, well, his North Node is over here, as we discussed, in his marriage house. He's supposed to come to learn how to be a partner somewhere. But look where your Venus and your Sun and your Mars and your Mercury is. This is working with his purpose. Who you are as a person in your career, what you do as you get out into the world, and your reputation inspires him to move towards the right area. I believe deeply, because especially his moon and Chiron and part of fortune, which is like his luck, his growth in life is coming through this karmic meeting with you, because it's in your 12th house here, right? See how that connects to Neptune over there? This relationship is karmic in order for him to grow up. You are literally healing who he has to be. And any changes that happen in this relationship, especially after the birth of the baby, are because it was meant to be that you guys came together for him to start to grow up and lean into the type of calmness that you have that he's never really been given. So this right here is the composite chart. This is a representation of sort of like your birth chart, where it's the design for you, but this is the design for both of you guys and your energy together in the destination that you have. So you guys are meant to go from being a unique type of family, sort of an abstract family in a weird way, because there are so many planets here to let me definitely know that you guys are absolutely family. There's karmic, this is karmic family. This is where you guys find the most comfort. And the fact that you have a weird setup, y'all are gonna have a very unique relationship, but y'all are meant to go from that energy to sharing what you guys have done in order to make life work for you guys in your career. You guys are taking the path of teamwork and healing, and your feelings are in the front of the mic. This means the more you guys heal each other, the more you step into what you're meant to be doing, because y'all have a karmic job in your friendship, in your balance, in what you guys do with the family that you are obligated to share with other people. This is all about your communication and the changes that you make in partnership. That's what you're going to be able to share with other people. And there's also your part of fortune. And keep in mind, this is for both of you guys. What this energy reflects for both of y'all. Your part of fortune in you guys learning how to be independent and get things for yourself, and then come back together and sort of make a team out of it. Like, you each have your own strengths. Maybe being under each other would suffocate you guys, because there's a lot of energy here that says your communication is where you guys are misunderstanding each other. And having your own unique self-expression is the area that needs to be accepted here. Like, you guys might have a hard time accepting each other's opinion, or have pride be a major issue, but that is going to be required for both of you guys to put your pride aside to get along, because there's so much energy here in the fact that you guys belong to each other's tribe and as a family, because Cancer rules family, and that's the main area where your planets are here. You were definitely meant to find a good midpoint where you have a unique setup for you guys. Your Mars, which is your drive, is in Cancer. Your Venus, how you earn money, is in Cancer. Once again, this goes to the home. Your Sun, which is the identity, and your Mercury, the way your minds work, are all in Cancer in the 11th house, which means working as a team, working as friends to develop something. Your creativity and the ideas and things that you guys come up with together are the key to what your business is. Do you sing? Do y'all work in weed? Do y'all work in food, wine, banking, possibly even real estate, stock market, and sharing things? Uh, there is some space that is needed in order for you guys to develop separately. You to develop stronger boundaries because he has such a strong personality, and for him to learn to let down his guard and everybody's not trying to attack him all the time. It's sort of what the main issue is here. But that can be worked out in time so that y'all find a healthy medium. Whether you have a rigid idea of what a relationship is, I don't really think that would work for you guys. You guys need some freedom. Maybe you need your own houses, you need space, but you definitely need work on communication. So thank you so much, Tara, and I hope this helped you out. Please let me know if you have any other questions, my dear.